Ladies and gentlemen, I, Daniel, the Keeper of Arcane Secrets, would like to welcome you to Radiance Yukon one final time. As the forces of evil have become bolder, the remaining citizens have struck a grievous blow to the cult that is waking their dark lord. The town burns, and blood mixes with snow, while gunfire, explosions, and the howls of the damned echo throughout the valley. The cult's ritual was stopped when Gunther blew up the church, but the innocent souls inside were lost nonetheless. And though Rip and Gertrude managed to get Gunn to safety, the malicious adversaries inside began to twitch and move and rise again. Meanwhile, Charity and Detective Noir lead Wash, Peter, Christine, and Leona back to the shed where Esther and Alex are hiding. But Reuben, the seemingly unconscious lawyer, lies in a meditative trance, waiting for his opportunity to attack. Now Rip has the components they need to repair the broadcast speakers, but everyone is running out of health, sanity, ammunition, and luck. Not everyone will survive, and those that do will be forever changed and eternally haunted by the events that await them in the final chapter of The Deep Dark of Radiance.
Those who were making their way with the survivors, I need you to roll a spot hidden as you cross the tracks. So that would have been Detective Noir and Ms. Flanagan of the North Carolina Flanagans.
Oh, yes.
That's
a
fantastic
success.
rolls.
Yeah.
Well, that was an extreme success.
You guys cross the tracks. From behind, as you watch the back of the group, Ms. Flanagan, you see that monstrosity of a form, this twisted, misshapen human who has boosted his form to this monstrous, like 7.5 foot almost, with flame standing in front of it. You see its skin bubbling and blistering and popping as it stands a good way away from the heat, but the heat just seems to have an effect on it, right? And through the pain, through this blistering heat on its skin, it is staring straight at your group, breathing heavy. You also see this swirling of black-winged ravens up in the air, covering what would be this roiling red aurora borealis that has been present pretty much for the entire past 2 days. That's what you see. As you lead the group, Detective Noir, you see all over the tracks and down the hill, extending out for several miles even, is the slow descent through wooded and rocky areas. And you saw a night ago when you were staying in the hideout that is just outside of the tracks here, you saw the wolves running by, and you saw the great white hunter, which is this massive dire wolf looking thing, massive, grinning, and that was just creating these wolves. You actually see it. It is a good distance down, and you just see the flashes of it moving. It seems to have caught several survivors, and you see it with about another dozen wolves descending on these humanoid forms and tearing them apart. You guess that you have maybe 5 minutes, not even, to get to your hideout, but you will be out in the open. What would you like to do?
We're not with everybody now.
Well, the two of you are with all your NPCs.
Yeah.
And you're kind of standing flanking your NPCs.
How far away are we from the hideout?
If you hustled, you're about 5 minutes away. You have to descend down this hill, cut into some woods for a little bit, and there's this ramshackle old decrepit wood hut.
Well, should we try and go stealthily for as long as we can? So maybe we can get a good distance without being detected?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because of the size of your group, I want you guys to roll stealth, but I want you to roll it with a penalty dice.
So are we both rolling penalty dice for the entire group, or it's one person rolling 4?
You're both rolling with penalty.
Okay.
That's a fail.
Fail.
I need for you, Detective Noir, to roll a dexterity check.
Oh, yeah.
As you hit a particularly slick part of the hill descending down from the train track and your feet go out from under you.
Carlos! 44. Dex check, you said?
Yep.
Pass.
Okay. You fall, but you manage to keep yourself mostly upright. You note the great white hunter's head rise up and start sniffing the air, and his ears are twitching. Roll another stealth. Just you.
Fail.
As you say shh, 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 making that noise, the hunter's head twists down at kind of this weird, like it's following the direction of your sound with its nose almost, and its head twists and turns down, and without its body even moving, it just twists and turns to look at you. You see this broad grin crawl up its face again. The corners of its mouth almost reaching up to where its ears start. And it lets out this baleful howl, erupting from its fur. 6 or so wolves that start bounding in your direction.
Motherfucker. Oh shit, okay, what's around us?
You are standing at the base of this little hill, and there is a lightly wooded area to your right and open tundra to your left with some rocky outcroppings and whatnot.
Okay, we gotta run into the woods. On the way into the woods, I'll leave a Molotov down. We gotta get into a spot where we can hide, aim rifles on it, and as soon as those wolves come in, we gotta hit that Molotov and light them up. I have actually 1.5 Molotovs.
Oh god. Okay.
How do you have half?
We had half. There's a situation where we poured some out.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
So
Should we just keep telling the others to keep going?
I see what you're doing. Yes, in full view of the wolves. 100%.
No. I mean,
I like the way you think, Miaca. You can play RPGs more often.
If you suggest that,
mm-hmm.
Wash, who's clearly the most capable of your current survivors, and Leona both look at each other and then look at you guys and go, "We don't know where we're going."
Okay, fucking fine. Wash, do you have a gun? I don't think I was going to give you one before.
He did have a gun.
I got it back from him.
Yeah, and he gave it back. So no, he does not have a gun. He holds up the unconscious, fully grown male in his arms and goes, "I am encumbered."
Can anyone else use a gun? Anyone else know how to use a gun?
Leona sticks up her hands and goes, "I'm a pretty good shot."
If you were to rate yourself from 1 to 100, how good a shot you would be, how good would you be?
About a 50.
Here's a Magnum. It's got 2 rounds. We'll head in the woods, just right by the entrance. The fucking wolves, they don't know what it is. I'll put it down. We'll all get in position. Leona, I'm not gonna lie to you. That is a handgun. Therefore, it'll only fire for around about 15 yards. In order to hit that Molotov cocktail, I need you to be stood within 15 yards of it. Right, everybody!
Wait, what?
Everybody, let's round up.
Excuse me?
Hey,
I'm not staying here.
Hey,
They're getting closer. We should probably do something
listen
about this.
to me, you fair weather soldier. Okay?
What are you rolling for?
Persuasion.
If it's successful.
Leona.
What? You're not with him, are you?
I mean, I've known him longer. You got it.
So that means I get it?
Yeah, but you're gonna be the most powerful.
Cause
you're closer.
Yeah. Hey, we need them to...
I mean, at that point.
By the way, the wolves are about a quarter mile away.
Okay, no, you gotta shoot the thing. Everybody,
Let's go.
She is not going to follow this directive, and she is going to run after you guys.
Okay, fine.
Oh my
Shoot the wolves.
This is almost certain death for her.
Okay, fine. Shoot the wolves if they get too close. everybody, let's go. We're gonna run into the woods. I'm gonna leave the Molotov so our tracks are clear. On the tracks, on the way in.
Everyone is following Charity through the woods. Okay.
And I'm leaving the Molotov at the tree line with our tracks going in. We're going into where we can turn around, and as the wolves come in, we're going to shoot that Molotov and blow it up.
Okay. The wolves are coming from down here. If you run into the woods, they're going to run into the woods.
Oh, they're going to be diagonal.
They're not going to follow your exact track.
Oh, well, we can...
They're dogs.
We can... Yeah, but we can... If they're coming... They're looking for us, right? They know where we are.
Yeah.
So we can kind of stand there until they're clearly coming at us.
Yeah, they are bounding toward you right now.
But, like, what I'm saying is, if they're coming from down here, we'll be here until they're coming at us. And so they've seen us, we're going to chase them, and then we'll go in. And then we can boom when they come in.
Okay. I think I follow you.
Like, I need that... hey, we're over here.
Charity and the rest of the NPCs make their way in, and you are the distraction, basically.
Sure.
Standing there, waiting for them to come towards you.
Don't we have a child or somebody expendable that we can do this with?
I would like for you to roll a persuade.
Me?
Or a charm.
What?
Whatever's better, persuade or charm.
Oh, well, my charm is actually a lot better. Because if I get 15, I pass charm. Oh, shit. Can I roll? Was it this one?
Yes, it was.
So 52 is a fail.
Okay.
I'm glad you saw what color it was. I didn't pay attention.
Okay, you start waving your hands, and of the 6 wolves that are coming towards you, 4 of them stick with you. 2 of them take off into the woods, however, to catch the retreating group.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I will leave my Molotov at the tree line.
Yep.
Run in 25, 30 yards.
Okay.
Wait for it. Where's Charity gone? Where did you
go? You guys are just inside the tree line.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to turn around.
So you now are one big group. There are 2 wolves approaching you from the west, and there are the group of 4 that will pass over this Molotov.
Leona, the 2 wolves that are coming from the other direction, hey, trigger discipline as well. Get that out. I want you to light them up when they come at you, okay? Because they are coming, and they will try and kill you. And we will shoot the Molotov.
Okay. Well, if you guys miss with the Molotov, you're going to shoot the other 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do... I'm going to put 1 Molotov on the way in, and then I'm going to...
You don't have this amount of time to set this up.
Well, I fucking did, but you keep asking me all these questions. I had loads of time. I'm going to leave 1 Molotov here, and about 10 yards into the woods, I'm going to leave my half Molotov. So I have a second chance.
Okay.
Okay.
Do me a favor, roll a luck.
You know I have 8 luck, right?
4!
Rolls a 4.
Oh my god.
You grab the 1 Molotov, you stick it on the ground, you go running, and then you realize kind of the flaw of this plan, and you grab the other half Molotov, and you just kind of underhand and hope that it lands in the right spot without exploding. And it hits the ground and rolls, cushioned by the soft, freshly fallen snow, and lands propped up against a root.
Like the bottle shots.
Right? So it is just sitting there propped up, perfectly perched. The wolves come around the bend. When would you like to fire as you level your hunter rifle off?
As they pass the Molotov.
As the first of the... So basically it's 2 rows of 2, right? So the 4 of them are coming and they're following each other.
Yeah.
So there's
I
2
see
and
them
2.
past the tree line. Oh.
Okay. Roll your attack with advantage because you spent a turn...
Should I shoot? Should I shoot the Molotov?
we got
Which one would you like to shoot?
The one with the, what is it, the 4 dogs?
The same one as me. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can try and hit, because we have to hit this thing.
With advantage and with advantage, Leona is going to shoot the other one with advantage. But it's beyond her range, so it's disadvantage, so cancel each other.
I hit
54.
What's he roll?
275.
That's a success.
What's your roll?
81.
Nice.
That's a success.
Both of you succeed. It erupts. 3 of the wolves catch on fire and go squealing off, like running away from you. The other one manages to take a brunt of the damage, but as it kind of falls and stumbles through the snow, it extinguishes the flame and starts charging towards you. There's still 1 more wolf running after you.
I'm gonna shoot
From
him.
your right, you hear a pistol shot go off. And you hear a yelp of success as Leona, fucking sharpshooter with a crit with an extreme success, hits the other Molotov. You hear the sound of one more wolf yip and run away, and then she goes, uh-oh, and there's one more wolf running towards her. That will reach her next
She
turn.
hit my half Molotov?
Yeah, so that's now gone. You have one wolf. It will reach you next turn.
I've run out of rifle ammo.
Noir, what would you like to do?
How far away from me is it?
It is about 10 yards away. It will reach you next turn.
Okay, I'm going to pull my Luger. How does hold action work? I want to hold my action until it gets within my 15-yard range.
It's within your 15-yard range. It's 10 yards away.
I will fire 3 rounds at it.
Okay. Because you're multi-shooting, you have to hit the hard still.
Yep.
But because it is within your range, your point-blank range,
Yeah.
you get to add advantage to this dice.
Splendid. Well, that hits. 1.
Okay.
40 will...
Do you have the luck to spend?
Yeah, I do have the luck to spend, then I will.
Do me a favor, roll damage for both of those.
Okay, just before I do anything.
Ms. Flanagan, what would you like to do?
So there's one dog coming towards the both of us.
There's one dog coming from the south. There's one dog coming from the west.
10 total.
10 total damage?
Yep.
There is one dog coming from the west. The dog from the south gets one shot in the shoulder, and as it turns and yelps, you catch the other one on the other shot in the side of the head.
To be fair, you're an expert at shooting dogs, right? So
That's really where you shine.
That is your third doggo that you have brutally murdered.
So I only fired 2 shots because it died.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot the other one in the head.
Okay.
Good choice.
And that's a success.
That's a success. Roll damage.
D6.
I don't know how we got through these wolves without dying. I have 3
7.
hit points.
7?
7 damage.
You catch it right in the spot between the collarbone and the neck, and it dies instantly, skidding. You guys hear another howl from a ways away.
Fuck. Well, let's. If we just describe the scene to me, can we stealth through the woods towards the direction that we need to go?
You could try, but they're wolves. Speed might be more your...
Let's just book it to the...
Let's just buck it. Fuck it. Let's buck it.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check real quick, both of you. That's an extreme success.
Success, yeah. It did. Well done.
Yeah, I succeeded.
Okay. As you run up to the shed, you note that the door is closed. You hear several yips and howls behind you in the woods, making their way through. You go to try the door, and it is closed and locked. Like you instructed her to do.
Chain flail. Open up. Knock, knock.
Yeah.
Ka-chunk, and lift it up, and opening up the door is a little 11-year-old girl who looks at you and goes, "You found more people? Get in! Get out the way! Everyone manages to get in, and she slams the door closed. You all make your way down, and she closes the trap door down to this little basement area underneath the hideout. And as she closes that and locks that, you hear the sound of scratching at the wood above the trapdoor as the wolves have started to scratch there. Rip and Gun, what would you guys like to do? You're headed towards the radio.
So, yeah, we're gonna get to the radio tower.
Okay, are you just booking it?
Just booking it.
Yeah. Okay.
Just fuck it, let's go. I want a spot on the way. Yeah, me too. We're looking around. I don't. Oh, alright.
You are the
Extreme
world's
success.
You are the world's best hunter. You are seeing from behind you as you pass by the kennels and start making your way down King George Boulevard. You see this pillar of flame behind you at the kennels, and it illuminates your path as you go. You guys are booking down, the three of you. You have the components you need. And you start seeing, as you pass down, you start seeing the shapes of these bodies outside of the kennels, which I mentioned earlier, are starting to twitch and move, and you see one of the arms kind of flops up and pushes the torso up off the ground.
Nope.
You see the head.
Faster.
You see the head loll to the side as it's only connected by half of a neck. the other half having been gouged out by something. And you see this gurgling black ooze pop out of its neck as it pulls itself up.
Still no.
Yeah.
Or no.
Rip, you see 4 of them that are starting to make their way back up.
We should go 4 times faster. 4 times. We should go 4 times faster. 4. Run.
You remember there was talk about how this city was cursed and this land was cursed, and you were starting to put together some of these things, that people who die within the city limits don't stay dead. You guys make your way over to the radio tower. You get to the front door, and it is closed and locked with a 10-foot chain from the inside.
We didn't do that.
Yes, you did.
How did we get out?
Through the back door.
Into the back door!
You make your way around the back, and you see, standing on the rail tracks, 3 forms of what you would assume were the rail workers. Those 3 large men who you worked with, specifically, Rip, who the day before you were told...
Yeah, the Armstrong brothers.
You would recognize from the... although missing an arm and most of his chest, you would recognize Jeremiah Armstrong. Standing next to him, the slightly larger, probably close to 6.5 to 6 3/4 feet tall James, who is just burned, and his arms are long and kind of resting on the train tracks, extended unnaturally. And standing behind them, at about 7 feet tall, with 4 arms, 2 erupting out of his sides, holding chunks of train and like little pieces of crate and whatnot. These 3 forms are standing there, and because you're not stealthing, they see you enter.
What does a chunk of train look like?
Like sheet metal.
Lovely.
Like,
Get in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you guys get in.
Acknowledged.
There was this back hallway that led into the main broadcast booth, which is where you needed to put this capacitor before.
Yep, and we're closing the door and locking it.
Okay, you close the door and flick the switch for locking it. You're looking through the window that it is in the door, and you see these forms starting to move towards.
Let's put something up in front of the door. What's
The
around?
door does swing in as well.
Yeah, what's around?
There are several chairs. Remember, you are also in the post office, so there were several large crates that were in the back room. There are several chairs for the broadcast. There was a table in where the Morse code room was and a desk.
You guys barricade it. I'm gonna get this up and running.
Do your thing.
I'm gonna go run off.
Okay,
Figure
I
this
need
out.
an electrical repair.
Yep. Do I get advantage because I know what I'm doing? Because I was here before and knew the part that I needed to get.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage on this one.
It never hurts to ask. That's a success.
Cool. You're gonna take a couple minutes as you pull over like this old shoddy toolkit that was here before. Peter had tried to fix some of this before but couldn't do it, if you recall.
Yep.
So you start clearing it out. It's going to take you a couple minutes, but you could get it up and running, and you're fairly confident. You get this piece out and see that this capacitor that you bought is not quite the same, so you have to like clip off one of the tines and like reposition and jerry-rig some wire around. Like you're doing some finagling with it, but you know what to do, and you're just clocking away.
Yep.
Right? Gertie, gun.
Yeah, let's find some crates and move some stuff.
Okay, let's get some strength checks as you guys are pushing shit around.
Extreme success.
Gertie is not.
Okay, Gertie, you walk over and you grab a lamp, thinking that you might be able to like jam it behind the latch of the door and hold it so that they won't be able to get it open. Then you realize, no, that's a shitty idea. And as you go to put it down, you see Gunn walk over and grab the desk that the lamp was on and just bear lift this thing up and make his way over, propping it and kind of wedging it between the door and the edge of the wall. And just as you do, you hear a scraping noise from along the wall as they are running their weapons along the side of the wall.
Oh, good.
And you hear, vocalized and quite loud, hey, Rip. Hey, buddy.
I'm inside working away.
You wanna come out? We got more work for you.
That sounds like a trap. It's a trap.
Can I hear them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since you...
Working away.
You're just going to keep working away?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
No, just a minute!
Hey, you want to let us in?
Yep.
We want to show you something.
Un momento, por favor.
How about you just open the fucking door, Rip?
Give me some dynamite.
If you don't open this door, we will break it open.
I'll put the dynamite there.
Let's not blow up this house, too. Of all the buildings, we need this one. This is the one that we need.
There's another thud. You realize you can be the best of us, Rip. Another thud. Our Dark Lord would love to have you in his service. Another thud, and this time you hear the sound of splintered wood.
Oh no.
And with this, you manage to get the last connection, and you hear the entire thing hum to life.
I'm gonna pick up that microphone and I'm gonna start singing. Just blasting it out through the freaking exterior speakers.
Power roll.
Power.
Because this is basically you casting a spell.
Oh shit, extreme success!
Yes!
Really?
Yep.
6.
You all hear, and this is everybody within a mile radius of the town hears this crackling noise. And then erupting over the town is this song. You guys note, those of you who are, none of you guys aren't outside, you too can kind of look out the windows and see. You see the crows scatter. They are instantly just gone. They can't handle this. You, Gertie, because you're the closest to the door in the back, hear a groaning, pained noise as these guys are gripping the sides of their heads. This chant is being played out throughout the town. There's howling in various places. The two of you faintly hear this song that you would recognize, having been with the local Inuit tribe for some time. You do hear very recognizably Rip's tone-dead voice, but it does have some power to it. You hear the howl of the Great White Hunter, and it starts bounding off into the woods further away. The pounding up top ceases. Okay? And this chant is erupting throughout the town. What would you like to do now?
I'm going to look at the other two and be like, and keep going so we can get a chorus of this. And I want them to learn this chant as I'm going repeating it.
Let's harmonize.
You start chanting the song out, and you guys switch out because eventually you just get your throat starts getting tired, and you start getting
The moment that they get it, I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
Is there a hatch to the roof?
yes.
I'm going up this tower and lighting the torch from the top to signal the Inuit that said, if you need help, light the torch from the top.
Good. You make your way out, Adam, and there's a service hatch. And Rip scrambles up it, opens the service hatch, and there's some weight to it as you go, but you kind of put your shoulder into it. I'm not even making a roll because you're a beast. And you flip this thing up, and as you do, this body falls in over top of you. You can move off to the side, and it lands on the ground. Clearly 100% dead. On top of it, holding onto it with like a leather strap, is another rifle. This thing has been pecked to death. There is small little piercing wounds everywhere all the way along.
Okay. I'm going to take the rifle, sling it over my shoulder because I don't have one.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's loaded, and I don't know to check. I'm just like putting it over my shoulder, rifle through the pockets. Do I find anything?
You find a pocket watch,
Cool.
and as you open it, there's a picture of a young woman in a wedding dress on the one side, and you close it. You know that the person in front of you is a middle-aged man with a large, bushy mustache. He is clearly dead. His blood is red. And he is kind of covered in soot and coal. This looks like maybe one of the older train workers.
Yeah, I'm not fucking around. I'm going to lop his head out with my shovel.
Okay. It takes you 2 good swings.
And when it's off, then I'm wrapping him up in chains because I just watched a bunch of people stand up out of a burning kennels, right?
Fair enough, yeah.
So-
You guys hear chain and like 2 solid thumps.
Keep singing!
You chain him up and then you scramble back up.
Yeah.
You get up and there's these large iron tower in front of you that extends 20 feet up in the air. At the top of it is the beacon. You have to climb this 20-foot tower
Yep.
to get up to this.
Up I go.
Okay, roll a climb.
Yay! I put ranks into this because I'm a miner. Fuck.
Oh. Not the 10.
I don't have enough luck.
Oh, shit.
Realize I'm having difficulty and stop,
You're gonna stop.
I guess.
Okay. You start climbing up and realize like you are this monstrously huge human being. Like you are 6 foot 4, 6 foot 6, like clocking in nearly 300 pounds of solid meat and muscle. And the way up to this is fairly small and enclosed, and you just can't worm your way through.
If I take off the rifle and toss it down, can I try again?
Sure, I'll give it to you.
So that I don't have anything holding me back?
You might also have to drop your backpack and shovel and the things that you've been carrying around with you with the dynamite and everything else. Like,
Well, I'm not going to... Okay, then I'll climb down and place the dynamite. And I
what, you're not just going to toss it haphazardly? Okay.
Fuck, no.
Put that in your pockets.
No. And, and I'm going to grab my torch and but the lantern that I
Yep.
did earlier and my lighter, and I'm heading up.
Okay, cool. Roll a climb.
Fuck. I'm gonna blow all of my luck on this. Bang! I am down to freaking 5 luck.
Okay, more than double what I got.
I got 6. So.
Yeah. I'm getting all the way up there, and I'm planting this and I'm lighting it.
Okay. You climb all the way up. You are right next to these loudspeakers that are extending this noise over miles. And your ears are ringing, but you're muscling through it. And you light this beacon up at the top. It's basically like an old-style form of a lighthouse. It's basically a torch with a highly reflective dome that just starts spinning around once you get it going.
Okay.
Right? So you light this small oil lantern that is inside, and you crank the thing to make it start spinning around reliably. Sure. And you start. Do you want to take a look around while you're still up at the top? Or?
Yeah. Got spot hidden, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a failure. Huh.
It's a failure?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't even pay any mind to anything, and you start scrambling your way down the ladder. I need one more climb check.
Fuck. Can I go super slowly?
Yes, and give yourself an advantage dice. You go slowly and carefully.
Oh my god.
No, not by a fucking mile. It was an 81 and a 91.
You get down probably 10 feet before the slick metal slips underneath your feet and you slide down. Roll a dexterity check, please, to grab yourself before you fall off.
You want me to reroll that one?
Yeah. Roll it in the box.
Yeah. Oh, extreme success.
Extreme success?
Yeah. 11.
You slip and immediately wrap your arms around this pole. You drop your lantern as it falls and bounces off the roof and hits the ground on the outside of the building. But you steady yourself and don't take
It's
any
still
damage.
lit up top, though, yeah?
You lit the beacon lantern up top.
Yeah.
Your actual lantern
Sure, yeah.
is gone.
Okay.
That's gone, and it shatters on the ground. And as it shatters, you look down and you see the 3 forms of the brothers holding their ears, booking it north.
Can I get my way down?
Yeah, you get the rest of your way down.
So I'm sitting on top of the roof?
Yeah. You're gonna try to shoot them?
Yeah, I pick up the rifle. I'm going to take a pot shot.
Okay, they are probably about 120, 200 yards from you. So,
Is that disadvantage?
How far?
120, 200 yards?
110 is the range.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't even bother.
Well, no, you can. You just have to hit the harder 6.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother. I would just not. I would say the others are going to need this ammo more than me.
Okay. You make your way back down, and you guys are singing. And Adam, I need you to roll a electrical engineering check or repair electrical. Real
Sure.
quick.
That's a success.
Okay. You would know that there is a feature built into this kind of radio tower, this broadcast tower, that is a distress call, which means it will record and then play it back.
Okay. All right. I'm also gonna say, as these two are chanting, and hope that it kind of comes through as well. Come back to the radio tower.
Okay, you guys, listen for both of you, please.
I just rolled a 100.
Roll a sanity check. You have a PTSD flashback. Yeah. And then you roll an extreme success with your sanity check. So you shake it out knowing that it's not real.
Get out of my head, Bosh!
Okay. What was your roll?
It was fail.
A fail. You guys do not hear the call to come back to the radio tower.
No, why?
However, there is no more thumping going on up top.
Okay.
But you're adding this call to come back in the 10-second
Into
loop.
the 10-second loop.
Okay, roll one more electrical repair to schedule program this.
That is a failure. Oh no, that's a success! Oh shit, it's a success! That's 61 and a 63.
Cool. Yeah, you program it in. And then you guys are able to pull away from the mics and stop singing, and you hear this noise still going.
Cool. Let's barricade all the doors and windows except for the back door, in case they come back.
Yeah.
I think someone needs to go and get them.
I can do it. No, I'm quick. I'm small.
But I'm quiet.
No.
I'm quick and quiet.
But if they're not attacking us, I can just run right
Can
through.
we try to listen again?
I'm quicker and quieter.
You would have to change your circumstances to roll that roll again.
Well,
Okay, so-
where are we? We have to go
You are
outside.
in no condition.
Yeah, maybe we go up to see, like, why the thumping at the door.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
That's
won't
legit.
hear you. They won't hear it, see me.
I might get lucky.
I don't need to get lucky.
No, wait, we might hear you.
Okay.
Hold on.
I want to go and see why the thumping has stopped all of a sudden.
Okay. You make your way up top. As you open the trapdoor, you get this, you hear even louder this chant that is echoing throughout the valley. There is almost this magical nature to this chant as it's repeated over and over and over again. And you actually see through the slats in the windows, or in the planks on this little shitty shed, you see green and blue lights starting to filter through.
I'm like, okay, detective, you're gonna open the door and... Detective, are you gonna open the door?
Wait,
and...
I suppose that falls down on me. Who's outside?
Go back to the radio tower.
Suki. Quoi?
There is no response.
Can I hear the chant? You said I could hear the chant.
You can hear the chant.
Can
yeah.
I see? Can I hear it clearly?
You hear it clearly enough to hear specifically Rip's voice say something. Keep in mind, you are quite a ways away from the radio tower.
Silence.
So roll a listen.
Monsieur Rip.
Yeah, you hear Rip say. That's an extreme success, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You hear Rip say, "Come back to the radio tower."
Okay. Yeah, we should go back to the radio tower. Monsieur Rip is singing a song.
Alright, should we bring everyone?
Oh, damn. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the people. Leona.
I'm just gonna climb down and say, alright, everybody, let's go.
Everybody?
We should leave somebody with them, though, don't you think?
No, we can't take everybody. We can just take everybody.
Okay.
Wash can carry
Alright, yeah.
everybody. Let's go. Okay, who needs guns? Guns. Okay, who did I give that magnum to? She blasted those rounds off, right?
She's got one more round left.
She has one more. I fired my last shot. I just have my Luger. I have 7 rounds.
What does Peter have?
What do you have a gun? A weapon?
No.
No gun or weapon at all?
No.
Knife?
I'm
Pizza?
gonna give him my Derringer too. It only has one bullet, but
Yeah.
He grabs the itty bitty Derringer that you pull out of your garter
yeah.
and you pass to him, and he goes,
It's still warm.
Right, that is a noisy cricket.
It's something.
Say that for yourself.
"This is really little."
Look, it's not about.
I was
Take
just
it
gonna
from
say-
me, the 5'4" Frenchman. It is not about the size of the ocean, but the poetry in the ocean. Okay. Allons-y.
Okay.
No, let's go.
Okay, you open up the door to the shed for the first time, not actually looking through before you brought it up. You see the bright, colorful Aurora Borealis. You see signs of the wolves everywhere, and they are just gone. There's nothing around. It looks like a clear shot. The entire landscape, which had had this oppressive red tints to everything,
Yeah.
is now got this slightly brighter blue and green tint, as this song seems to have pushed the oppressive nature of this curse away from the town.
Sybil.
You make your way out with everybody, and you see there are no more wolves around. There are no more anything else. You do see that the woods, off in one section, are aflame because you lit Molotov cocktails in the middle of the wooded section.
Standard.
But it's far enough off where you could actually circumvent it and make your way up.
Okay.
As you are stepping out with everybody, however, you start hearing rapid footfalls coming along the train track.
Prepping my Luger.
Yes.
Rip handed me the other rifle. I would like to inspect it. Same kind of rifle I have.
Yes, it is another...
How much ammo?
There are 2 shots loaded into it.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. I will take that and another 5 rounds of my own ammo and give it to Gertie and say we should probably go up to the roof. If these guys are coming back, they might need some cover fire. Rip, you stay here in case something...
I'm barricading everything, and I'm
Alright.
here.
If it breaks, you gotta be there ready to sing, okay?
Are you giving me rifle rounds, or what are you giving me?
A 303 Lee Enfield.
That's a rifle.
Yeah, it's a rifle. With 7 rounds.
7 rounds.
And...
Oh, I have it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
The damage would be different on the Leon field.
I'm gonna light my torch that I have
Oh, I don't have a
quickly.
The light from the aurora, which is strong and persistent, gives a sort of weird, like, twilight to dusk view of the town. You hear the sounds of rapid footfalls, and you look up to see 2 large shapes. One with extended arms, kind of loping along like a gorilla, but still humanoid. The other missing chunks of him, and they're still going along, and they're just screaming and booking it down the railway. And about 10 steps behind them is a another one of these huge things, and with no weapons in its hands. It is just booking, but it has 4 arms that are all stretching off, and it is just booking up the train track, heading north. And it is going quicker than you could run.
Heading towards us?
Yes. Not towards you, but north. So, like, you guys are off the train tracks to the side.
We're gonna
These
hide?
guys are moving.
Should we hide? Everybody and let them go by?
Let's just wait. Just stand still for a second.
Should we? Okay, I will lie down on the floor.
Okay. Stealth with advantage. Stealth. No advantage.
Mademoiselle, please lie down on the floor. She's like, I'm gonna wait.
That's 20. 25.
Seeing this?
I'm seeing that.
Seeing this?
Use your luck.
I'm very good at these games.
25 is a success, isn't it?
No, it's
You have
20.
so much luck.
I'm gonna use my luck.
Miss Flanagan, where is your money bag right now?
I don't even know.
No, you left it down in the hole with them.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
you were
Go
not, and you were-
get my money! Somebody!
Oh, your money. What currency is it?
Don't ask questions, just go get it.
Okay, we'll go get the money.
Peter stands up and says, I'll go get it.
No,
Shut
don't
up.
touch my
Hey,
things.
Peter, silence.
But I...
Don't. Just don't.
Oh, okay.
Silence. I'll go get the money.
Thank you.
Okay, you run downstairs. There's a big, like, leather trunk almost, just full of cash.
Look, I'm just laying it out here because Yukon, a lot of stuff's happening. My pension sucks. I'm going to take some of this money.
No,
Are you?
No, you're not.
Are you?
Are we really doing this right now?
You don't know.
You're not there.
Okay, I'm gonna go stand at the top of the trapdoor thing.
Then get it yourself if you're going to be.
I'm a lady. Somebody needs to carry this for me.
Persuasion.
I will gladly hand the money bag over to Charity.
It is not a one-handed money bag, my friend. This was something that Rip had to use 2 hands to carry. You fucking struggle.
There's no way I'm going to carry that. So,
I can
Let's
do
go.
it.
be that silence. I'll wait.
Okay. He's been working in a train shoveling charcoal for hours a day, every day for years.
Okay, then he can help. All right. Alright, Peter, go get my bag for me. We need to move now.
Yeah, yes, Miss Flanagan. And he crawls down and grabs the bag and with a heft lifts it up onto his one shoulder. After you?
Yeah, I go.
Okay, so he follows behind and you hear him struggling. There was another chest, wasn't there? There was that one and the one that had the rest of your
like clothes. I'm just gonna leave it.
Okay. He walks it up with the chest. Okay, I got it. Let's go.
Yep. Alright.
Okay. You guys walk out and make your way. You see these 3 monstrous forms. They break off of the railway track and start making their way kind of northeast towards the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, they haven't seen us, eh?
They have not seen you. You two get up to the top. I need spot hiddens from Gertie and Gunn, please.
Yep, success.
You both see several shapes evacuating the city, and you see this storm of crows. It is flying almost pointedly, reaching towards the mountain, and it goes straight towards the where you would, with your natural knowledge of geography, right towards where the outpost was. You also see probably a dozen of these large monstrous shapes. All of them, the 3 from these guys, and a couple from the church and kennel area, then a couple from more of the middle of the town. All break out and start booking their way in that direction. You also see probably another dozen or so humans wearing robes that have been singed. Some of them limping, some of them in other way, shape, or form injured. One of them has literally no arm, but is just booking it as hard as he can. And they are also heading towards this. You see one of them carrying what looks like this box about the size of like an old family Bible. Like it's a big ass fucking book, right? And this thing's old, and he's got it clutched to his chest as he's running away. And he turns for a moment to look back into the town, and then turns around and keeps going.
I'm gonna shoot at him.
Okay, he is at the extreme range of your rifle at this point.
Sure.
So to get him would be an extreme success.
Sure.
It never hurts to kill an innocent.
I did it! I did it! 13! I needed a 14!
I'd love to do that for you.
It's not a problem.
8. 8. You catch this, you think, young woman in the chin,
She had it coming.
and she spins, spraying black blood over the snow. She was near the back of the group. You see one of the cultists run up and go to grab the book. Would you like to shoot?
Yeah. Let's shoot at some people.
You need an extreme success.
Oh.
It's a 6.
So yeah, it's an extreme success, which is great. So just roll damage to this, or
Yeah, just roll damage.
roll damage? That's gonna be 15 damage.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Fucking what?
I rolled an 11 and it's +4. I've been inspired by these gentlemen.
You go and you see this a little bit older gentleman lean over and grab this book, and he's missing a couple fingers, and he pulls this book up to his shoulder and looks over, and you would recognize him as the chef from the inn from this far back, and then you catch him right dead in the center of the throat, and you see his head just fall off of his body as the the blowback of the bullet just erupts his neck, and he falls to the ground, the book falling with him. No one else is stopping to grab this book, and they are booking it.
How many other people are in this area?
There is closer to 10 now.
Yeah.
Human cultists running out of town.
Yeah.
There are somewhere around a dozen of these monstrosities moving out, and there is a army of these crows, but they're all running away. The aurora is blue and green and very stereotypical, beautiful aurora borealis, but as you start getting to the edge of where you would assume this sound is able to travel to, you see it start to descend back to this red, and you notice that this red aurora is centered around this cave.
Okay. While people are running and scattering, I'm looking to be like, cover me. And I'm going to jump down, to go down the ladder. I'm going to run in, try and get that book from the middle of the area.
Okay, I'm going to yell real loud, you're going to get the book?
Yeah.
What book?
Oh, there's the cultists. They're gathering around a book. Looks very important. I'm going to grab it.
I'll cover you.
Thank you. And
How are you going to cover her?
Shovel.
I hand you the rifle.
I don't want the rifle. I hand it right back and I pick up the chain flail.
Okay.
Let's do this.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Running.
The two of us.
How are you getting out of the building that you just barricaded?
We
I
left
said
the
we
back
left
door.
the back door open.
Okay, so you make your way through the back and you start booking it. Okay. The two of you are charging down Main Street. And as you start moving down Main Street, getting close to Broadway, where you would have to continue pass and cross in order to get to the northern boundary of the town, to turn a little bit to the east to where these guys were, just outside the town boundaries, right? And as you're booking it, you come across a crowd of people. One of them being Detective Noir, and in the back being Charity. And they're running up and they see you running away and they go, what do you guys want to do?
Do we see them?
Yeah. You guys basically...
The back door is unlocked into the radio tower.
Okay,
We'll see you there.
Okay.
Charity, come on.
Oh, with you guys?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I do not trust
Get that moment.
anyone with my bag of money.
I don't have time to argue with her.
I'm still running.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she's not going to come, that's on her. If we die, it's Miaca's fault.
No!
Are you going with, or are you...
Fuck, it's easy. Peter!
Yeah.
Get these people back safe.
Okay.
I must
Yes, sir, Mr. Noir.
defend the law. And I'll go with them.
Okay.
I'm conflicted out there in the middle of the snow.
Miss Flanagan, are you coming with? He's holding your chest of money.
I'll be there in a second. Just put it down.
Oh, this
Put
is
it-
what we call
put it
character
down?
development.
No, put it down in the plate.
Oh, okay. The rest of the NPCs move, and the four of you, not Gunther, you run up and you see these two forms dead on the book. Their blood pouring out. You see by them what would have been one of these worms, but it has become shriveled and it's kind of twitching and writhing in a pile of snow-covered blood.
It's
It's cold. It's colder. You got.
When we get about 30 feet from her, I'm going to say, everybody cover me. Stay back. And I'm going to run up.
Okay.
I guess I'll cover him for 15 yards. I'll have to stay
Aren't
within
you the one
15
with the
yards.
flail?
Yep.
Okay.
But you have a gun.
That's true.
Okay.
You walk for 15
You run up.
And I'm going to get about 10 feet from it, and I'm going to light the torch. And I'm going to light the book on fire.
You go and put your torch to the book. It does not light.
No.
All right? Then I'm going to drop the torch on the book and pull out a stick of dynamite.
No. No, we shouldn't set the book on fire.
We
may
shouldn't
need-
touch the book.
Okay.
We need to know what the book... No, I'm not there. Never mind.
What he was about to say.
And I'm coming. Monsieur Ripper, are you sure you know what you're doing?
No!
Jessica, too bad. No. Let's go. Stop.
Okay.
But for real, if fire isn't gonna hurt it, dynamite's not gonna do much better.
Okay.
I'm gonna take off my cloak,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna wrap it around the book, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna grab the book, and then I'm gonna start running.
Sanity check.
Oh no!
Oh, still.
Do not pass.
You're going to take a single sanity point.
Okay.
Okay, you grab the book. You feel this pained darkness invade your mind for just a minute, and you kind of twitch it away. You're not going to take any further damage. You didn't take that much, so that's what you got.
Cool.
You guys now have this book. You see these shriveled up forms of the worms kind of twisting and whatnot.
I'm gonna pick up
Light
the torch.
goes on
Yeah,
fire.
I'm just gonna start putting
Yeah,
the worms.
fair enough. You run your way back to the tower. You are booking it as hard as you can towards the
Radio tower.
radio tower. Gunther.
Yes. Before they get back, I'm assuming the NPCs
Yes.
gonna get there. I would like to instruct.
Peter drops the box down and
All right, I'm gonna stick my head down through the hatch. Hey, everybody, don't touch the booth where the recording is. Do not even go in there. Second of all, anybody who's able, go out, find things that we can barricade with. Find things we can set traps with. Oil, lighter fluid, anything. We need to set some traps before these things come back.
okay. And Peter and Wash will head out.
Okay.
Okay. Leona says, "I'm just gonna stay here and I'll be the lower level," and she holds up her one gun. I got her backs. And she sits there and waits as these two leave. And you see them kind of scatter.
Excellent, I'm gonna go up and cover them from the roof again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys get back. And you get back to the back door and open it up. And as you walk into the post office, the radio tower room, you four don't see Wash or Peter there. You guys go to open the door, and she instantly draws her gun and sees this. You and pulls it back. Goes, "Oh God, thank God you're back." Peter and Wash went to go see, find more things.
I'm gonna go find Wash.
I'm gonna go find Peter.
Okay. What are you two gonna do?
I guess someone's got to stay and make sure there's some decent protection. So Leona's got one round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stay to help her.
Oh, thank God, I only had one shot left.
Save it for yourself.
What?
Why don't you stay down inside, make sure everything's good down there, and make sure whatever happens, nobody goes into that radio booth, okay?
Monsieur Gunn, I think I know what I'm doing. I'm an officer of the law.
I'm
Charity.
gonna stay. I'm gonna pull my suitcase over, sit on it, and train my rifle.
Okay.
towards the door.
You note that you sink in a little bit as you sit on it.
What? Oh, what's in it?
That's what's not
might
what's
just
not in
go
it.
out.
Peter. I'm going after Peter.
Are you even looking inside the chest?
I'm afraid to.
Just open it.
I'm scared.
Open it.
Would you like me to shoot it? So we could take a look.
Alright, I open it a little bit.
I'll train my
You flip the one latch,
Okay, yeah. And
and nothing happens. You go over and you flip the other latch, and nothing happens. And then grabbing one of these 4 identical chests that you brought with you here, you flip it open to see inside all of your lacy undergarments and all of the fun little clothes that you kept and wanted to. Your most important of all your clothing. But there is not a single dollar bill or lump of coin anywhere to be seen in this chest. Peter grabbed the wrong chest. I rolled for it.
Motherfucker. I'm gonna slam it shut. Does anyone want to go get my suitcase for me? Does anyone want to go get my suitcase for me?
No, I do not want to go get your money.
Alright, I'm gonna go find Peter.
Okay. Roll a track.
Oh shit. I'm gonna use all of my luck to find him.
Oh, do you have a lot left?
No.
But enough.
But enough. I'm not sure they're going to be this close to a roll again in the future.
Yeah.
So.
I would have seen Peter and Wash go out into the town. Can he get something?
It's been a couple minutes, right? Like they.
Oh, they left like the shack to go find things?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna go look for Watch then. I'll wait.
Yeah,
for them to
they
get
they
back.
went back into the town.
So I'm going to fail. I'm going to
go look for one.
You're gonna call on your luck for it.
No, I'm not going to use the luck. I'm going to call failure.
Okay. You wander for a little while and you can't seem to find any sight of him.
All right.
And you spend probably about 10-15 minutes walking through the town.
Oh, I wouldn't spend nearly that long. We've been running back and forth like crazy madmen. I can give 30 seconds. If I can't see him, get the fuck back.
Okay. A track.
What?
You gotta roll a track if you want to try to catch Wash.
No, I'm not going to. I'll wait
You're not
for them
going
come
to?
back.
Okay.
Yeah. I assume they were looking for stuff within the building, not.
No.
Outside the
They went
building.
outside the building to look.
Then no, I'll just hang tight. I will kind of hold on to the book-ish, close to me. But I will check wounds for him, like do a first aid quick one.
Oh, that's right.
Because I haven't done one for him
Fucking dying.
yet.
Oh yeah, for me too.
Today.
How many hit points do you have, Charity?
6.
Oh, well, you can wait. I got 3.
Show off.
Or,
While you're doing a first aid,
yeah.
I need for you to roll a spot hidden.
Okay. Would you call that cocked?
I press down on the top to see if it moves, then it's cocked. It was a little bit cocked.
Yeah, roll.
It's not any better. This is spot hidden?
Yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. That's a pass.
That's a pass.
Yeah.
You are moving
Hawkeye over it.
through, and you have kind of cornered Detective Noir, and you're rolling a first aid to see if you heal him.
Mm-hmm. First aid, that is a pass.
And does it pass?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of tension in my shoulders.
Okay. You gain a hit point. A singular hit point.
That's it. That's all you get.
And as you are bandaging wounds, you look over your shoulder to see Christine, the little 9-year-old inquisitive girl, walk over to the book. And
And fucking
I will
pass
scream
it.
out, "Don't touch the book!"
roll intimidate.
I don't have enough. Well, I technically do. I feel like this isn't to make it at least a pass.
Okay. She goes to grab a hold of the book, and her hand is half an inch away from it. This little bundle that you have wrapped up, and she pulls her hands back. Sorry.
It's okay. Just no touching.
Okay. She skitters away and hides behind Esther and Alexandra. You've healed.
I get back.
You get back.
No, I need to be healed. I need to.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're healing. I'm gonna look at you and say, "Can I touch the book?"
I mean, it's
And I would just pull a chain, and I'm gonna close it.
you can wrap it up in my cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we can open the book.
Yeah.
But what does it say?
Probably book
I'm-
stuff.
Waiting for Wash to ask him about it.
Okay.
That is a first aid for Charity. That is a pass. A regular pass.
You get a hit point.
I pick up the book, start wrapping in chains, and I lock it closed.
Sanity check.
I did it. Fucking barely.
Not by much.
You chain it up, clasp it closed, and throw it off to the side.
I don't throw it off to the side. I gently place it inside a suitcase, which happens to be totally useless and sitting there. Then I close the suitcase and I chain that the fuck up too.
I'm just sitting there pouting.
What?
Yeah, you don't even realize as you're throwing the book inside of with all the lingerie and everything, and then you're closing it, chaining that back up. You don't realize that there's supposed to be a pile of money inside of
I
this
look at
thing.
you and I go, what?
This is my money. And you just
Oh, shit.
infected all my clothes.
Okay, first of all, where's your money?
Back at the shed.
If I go get it,
No.
can you invest in any future endeavors that we have not in fucking Radiance? I've heard of a small mining town in Arizona or Nevada that might be good. It's called Desperation.
No.
No? Okay. What? There's also a
I'm
scientific outpost in Antarctica we could go to.
not going to Antarctica.
No, okay.
No, not going to desperation.
Dunwich. Kingsport.
I'll figure out a
Innsmouth.
place.
There's gotta be somewhere we can go.
I hear Arkham's good this time of year.
Fine, whatever. I'll go with you.
Alright, we're going for the money.
Okay, you guys are going for the money?
Oh my god.
I'm in it for the money.
Who is going for the money?
Rip.
By himself.
Me too.
Rip and Charity. Going for the money.
Going for the money.
Okay.
I'll cover you.
Thank you.
This is like half of my
You should leave everything that you don't need here.
Does anyone have a rifle that needs a home?
I have his rifle, and if I'm downstairs with people and you want to go up, you can have my rifle. What did you need it for?
To protect us.
From where, though?
We didn't.
You're going to be at the back door? Are you going to be upstairs? Where are you going to be?
Well, I've got that far. It depends on whether or not there's a rifle.
I have a rifle.
Okay.
What would you like to do with it?
Just have it. I don't know. Yeah. I thought we might have a conversation, a discussion about who goes where. Whatever. They were leaving, so I wanted them to leave us a rifle. But if you have one, that's good.
Rip, before
And
we
going
go,
back
I
is a
want you
very
to check the
popular phrase. You
recording.
should use it.
Okay. I'm gonna go back and
Okay, roll electrical engineering, repair, check.
extreme success.
You start to note that it is starting to lag. It's starting to slow down.
Can I fix it?
You are realizing that this is probably because the generator is starting to wear down. So you just need to give the generator a kick and then you could go.
Alright, I'm gonna go over and give the generator a kick.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it starts to pick back up. Your guess is it'll last about an hour before the generator will give out.
Okay, what can I do to fix a generator then? Because I suddenly care about this way more than money.
It's basically a fuel issue at this point.
Fuel issue? Well, we know that there was a whole bunch of fuel in one of the storehouses. One of the ones we didn't burn down.
What storehouse was it?
It was the
Was it the Yukon?
it was the Yukon Steel place.
Which is just down the street. I have to go to that. I'll go get.
Okay. You leave the building. Is anyone covering him?
I am from the roof.
Okay.
I'll go with him because I have a Luger with lots of 7 rounds now to protect.
Okay. You guys are running down the street, and
Stealthily.
I need the two of you to roll listen checks, please.
Oh god.
Success.
Ooh.
I'm going to turn to the detective and say, on the first sign of kerfuckery, we get out.
I got a hard pass.
Hard pass. You are running along, and you are hearing this chants throughout the entire valley, but over top of that, you're hearing your feet fall. And for the most part, if you are able to drown out the sound of the radio, it's a fairly silent and serene night. Except you are hearing what sounds like other footfalls far off in the distance. Detective Noir, you would place those more specifically as rhythmic drums. As the Inuit have seen what your guess is, they've seen your distress call and are on their way.
Cool. I relay this information.
Cool.
He says louder.
Okay, you guys get up to the front door of this place. The doors are closed and locked.
Yeah, but I have a pickaxe, so no, they aren't.
You break open the doors and they swing open haphazardly. You're inside of this large warehouse. There are several large racks, basically every 5 feet in this place, that are just stocked to the tits with large pieces of machinery, bare steel, rough ingots, all of that, all the way through. There's replacement kilns and furnaces and parts for said kilns and furnaces all the way along.
Alright, find the fuel.
I'll find the fuel.
Yeah,
Okay,
me too.
roll a spot hidden for me.
Shuck shesh.
That's that cocked. That's an 89.
That is a fail. Oh, well, fuck it. I might as well push this roll. What's the worst that's going to happen if I can't find it? That's passed in.
Was that a hard success?
That is a hard success.
I got a success.
You're also looking for oil? Okay. Both of you kind of scatter throughout the place, and you, Adam, you find a large industrial-looking forge. It's automated, very early technology forge, and there's cold metal kind of still strung throughout it. It looks like it hasn't been run in quite a while, but there is a large motor that runs this thing, and you go to the back and you see this detachable fuel tank that is still somewhat full of oil, of fuel.
Okay. I'm going to look around and see if I can find any more fuel to put in this and take the whole damn thing. See if I can top it up with more fuel.
Oh, and you could just take the one big jug? Okay. It is currently attached to the machine.
Okay, I'll take it off the machine.
Okay. Terry, you're going through and you find there's this back room that is labeled storehouse, and you see a flammable symbol on it.
Oh.
Okay. Thinking, hey, this might be where the fuel is. You open it up, and inside you see several boxes of unlabeled, but they're red, and they're all along the one side. You see several barrels that are labeled fuel, and these are steel barrels that are just full of fuel. There is also bags full of charcoal, and you actually, as you step in, you look down and you see on the ground with his chest ripped open, you see the body of Peter.
Tragic.
Shoot.
Rip.
Before you yell,
I already yelled.
you take 6 damage as you are clubbed from behind.
What the fuck? Well then, as I have 4 hit points, what does that mean?
You are clubbed from behind.
Okay.
You hear Detective Noir yell, "Rip!" and then you hear a thunk and the sound of something hitting the ground hard.
Okay.
It's not far away. He's 20 feet down.
Okay. I grab a chain file, take a 5-foot step out, and take a look.
He's like around corners and stuff.
We'll go. Noir. Noir. Okay. And I'm going to sneak my way forward.
Okay, roll a stealth.
That's a hard success.
Okay. You sneak your way around the corner to see 2 booted footprints with 2-inch heels be pulled into the room. And then the doors closed, but they were clearly dragged.
How mad would you be if I just lit some dynamite and threw it into that room to take care of whatever?
He's unconscious, he wouldn't be.
No, how mad would Terry be?
If you... What? Even though you've seen my body go in?
I assume you're dead.
Oh no!
Oh, okay, no, so I would go...
I would assume that somebody was dead, I suppose, but...
So, yeah, I'm going to sit there with my chain flail out. I'm going to be... I'm just going to kick that door right the fuck open.
Okay, you kick that door right the fuck open to see a small, misshapen man. Not twisted in the same way you've seen before.
Fuck it, I don't even care. It's not my small misshapen man, so I'm gonna hit him.
One second, let me finish describing. He has a crude, broken sheet metal dagger, and he's holding it over top of Noir's chest, and he looks up, and he's coated in black soot. He looks up and hisses at you.
And I spell my name at him. R.I.P., motherfucker. I hit.
Okay, roll damage.
So that's 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage?
Yeah.
You shoot this forward, and it wraps around the arm of this guy, and the pins dig into him and scrape along his skin, and he howls out in rage. And you notice that he has no teeth. His mouth is just eviscerated, right? He looks back up at you with crazy eyes and is going to lunge at you with the dagger.
I'm gonna fight back.
Okay.
What do I have to do? Is this opposing or no? I have to succeed.
It's differing levels of success.
That succeeds.
That succeeds. Okay. You managed to get a punch in on him because your flail is still wrapped around him, right? You're not going to be able to whip it, so you're punching.
All right. So I'm gonna roll the d6 for the 1d3, and then I'm gonna roll my 1d6 for for the damage
Yeah.
bonus. Okay, so that's a 1. I rolled a 2, so that's a 1 on the 1d3. Plus 1, so 2 points. So
2 more points of damage.
3.
You clock him in the jaw, and his little makeshift dagger goes skittering off to the side, and he kind of stumbles around. And as he stumbles around, your chain flail comes free from his arm. It's your turn. What do you want to do?
I hit him with the chain flail again.
Okay. He's going to dodge.
I rolled a 1.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Critical success.
Good. Okay, so what you're going to do, you are going to roll weapon damage again, but you're going to have max, as you impale him with this thing, you are going to have max damage, max bonus dice, and you are going to roll your weapon damage and add it all together.
So max damage, max bonus dice, and weapon damage?
So, and then you add another weapon damage dice to it.
Okay. So that, my friend, is a total of 16 points of damage. 16.
He goes to dodge out of the way, and you actually wrap this thing around his waist and pull, bisecting him in his spot with the pittons as you just tear him up. Viscera and gore spray throughout the room, and he lands on the ground, his one little foot kind of twitching on the side.
I'm going to lean down.
Death
I want the last thing that he hears is, the password was chain flail, bitch.
Okay. What do you want to do?
First aid on Noir. My god. 5.
No way.
That's an extreme success.
That's an extreme
Thank
success. You get 1 hit point and are not dying. However, if you do not get more intense medical attention soon, you will start the dying process again. You wake up, you have a splitting headache, and you just see, like, nursing your head gently.
It's okay. I have you. You'll be fine.
Rip, is that you?
Yeah, you have a splitting headache, and
The tabernacle, the Carlis, the Christ.
Okay, in all actuality, I am grabbing these little boxes that say, or these canisters that say fuel, and I'm loading up your pockets, and I say, get back. How many can I load into his pockets before he...
oh,
like
they're like
delirious, just getting loaded.
No, not barrels. You said there were small, like, boxes and
yeah, there's
stuff.
small little boxes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just loading him up with these small, like, whatever we can.
So the boxes you'd open up and look inside and determine what's inside of them.
What is
So there is some
Shoot you while you're running across.
jars of lantern oil that are about like hoagie sized. Like
Sure, yeah, I'm loading them up
Okay.
into every pocket.
there's also inside of the red crates flares,
Cool.
like phosphorus flares.
All right, I'm going to load up your pockets with the oil and my pockets with the flares, and we're not going to have them together.
I'm like delirious. I'll just like hold up the fuel and I can't like ask, sequester?
It's not water. Just get back. Take it back. Take it back. And then I'm going to take one of these big ass drums and I'm going to push it down and I'm going to roll it out.
Okay. You roll
Do you think I
that
can
back.
carry it?
Pardon?
Do you think I can carry it?
No, you can't carry this.
No, I was going to say, this is beyond a strength check.
But
Yes,
is there
yeah.
any sort of dolly or anything like that?
You'd have to find one.
It's a warehouse.
I also assume that there's snow outside. And I don't want to dick around. I want to get this oil out of the way. I just want to get far enough away that an explosion won't hurt us. And then I'm going to leave the barrel, and I'm going to get a second barrel, and I'm going to open it, and I'm going to start to roll it as well. So I'm leaving a line of gasoline back to this storehouse.
Okay.
There's a guy over there, and he's probably full of worms, and I'm not taking any chances.
All right.
Right? So,
Fair enough.
here we are. So, how much of this second barrel? Can I get a half barrel left?
Yeah, half barrel, sure.
All right, so I'm going to plug it up, keep rolling this shit down the block so it's far enough away, go back, flare, and light the
Okay.
gas, and keep rolling.
Okay, and this is just going right back into the explosion room?
Yeah.
Cool. The aptly named explosion room explodes.
Yeah.
As this chain of oil, trail of oil, just catches the fire and burns all the way along, and basically the roof of this building blows off.
Ah!
You guys get far enough away, he's basically holding on to you with every step he takes, because he's just dizzy and delirious.
How many flares and
It's not
how
like
much oil?
You got about another 6 flares on top of the one you just already used.
All right, so 6 flares and then a barrel and a half of fuel.
Yeah. And you got 4 canisters of lamp oil.
You want to write down the lamp oil?
Sure. Okay, you guys get your way back. This building explodes, raining shrapnel and whatnot all across the city. I'd like to point out, currently ablaze in the town, you have the church, the kennel, the inn, and the laundromat. Those are fully engulfed in flame. And now this warehouse.
Hold on, I wrote this down. We have so far destroyed the Wolfjaw Inn and Tavern, some apartments, Smythe and Sons Dry Goods, Territorial Courthouse, the Oblate of Mary Immaculate, the Kennels, Li Feng Hung Laundry, and now the Yukon Steel
Yeah.
Storehouse.
Yeah, way to leave not much of a town left, which is okay. So you get this thing rolled back and brought into the general vicinity of the radio tower when all of you hear a scream that pierces above the radio. This is otherworldly and deep and warbling, and it assaults your mind as you go. I need everyone to roll sanity checks. Those who are outside, whether you were on top of the building or pushing oil with a penalty dice. So that'll be everybody gets a penalty dice except for Miss Flanagan.
I'm fine.
You're super good.
Oh, yeah, you're
I'm
up on
inside.
You're inside, yeah.
Sanity. I'm good.
Could add it all together and I'd still be good.
I failed.
You're good?
I failed.
You failed. Another point of sanity loss.
Alright.
Alright, as soon as we get in, I'm going to be like, Gertrude!
Gertie and Gunn, I need you to roll spot hidden checks, please, as you have the only perspective to see this.
I'm inside though.
I have binoculars. Can I?
You were inside?
Mm-hmm.
Did you roll with disadvantage? Okay, never mind.
I have binoculars. I want to roll with advantage.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Extreme yes. No, hard yes.
Okay. About a mile out from the town, where this line of the aurora has started to change back into this red, you see, standing on the edge of the town, all of the crows creating this line, like a circular mile around the town. You see the 11 human cultists, and they're all sitting there chanting. You see these 12 large monstrous beasts who are digging into their own flesh and pulling out chunks and ripping their chests apart, spraying their black blood over the crows, the snow, the human cultist, everything. And as they are spraying this black blood on the ground, you see this large pool start to form as these guys are just killing themselves sitting there. And they're like taking their claws and like ripping out their throats and dropping on the ground. You see the aurora shiver and shake and then turn off, basically. The aurora disappears, descending the entire area in darkness, except for what you see with the form of a hand made of shadow pull itself out from this blackened pool of blood and hit the snow. And then from that blackened pool of blood, forming out of the viscera, another hand, and hits the snow, and it starts pulling itself up. And as it does, you see the form of the top of the head pulling itself out of the viscera as the snow, as the black pool starts to shrink and pull itself together to form the body of this 15-foot tall man wreathed in shadow. You are taking 8 sanity damage, and I need you to roll a education.
I'm inside screaming for Gertie to come help Detective Moore.
Hard pass.
Hard pass?
Hard pass.
Okay, which means you know what you see,
Hooray!
and are not ignorant of the fact. For the next 6 hours, you believe you're on the Western Front, and that you are surrounded and holed in a secure location, and you are surrounded by Germans. You are also incredibly paranoid for the next 6 rounds that everyone is out to get you.
Okay.
Cool. And how you feeling right now, Gun?
Very unlucky. Very hurting. But I've got a cool mustache, so that's going for me.
Cool. You also are currently on top of a radio tower, but you believe that for at least the next 6 rounds, that you are surrounded by enemy forces on the Western Front during the Great War. Outside, rolling a barrel and helping another one of his, what you would guess, fellow soldiers, is a German soldier, large and imposing, rolling a barrel towards your group.
Does he think
Or your position.
Does he specifically think we're Germans? Or is he just paranoid? You said he's just paranoid and thinks people are out to get him.
He's paranoid and thinks people are out to get him, but he is also dealing with a momentary delusion that he is on the Western Front surrounded by enemies.
And he's in a stronghold right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many? Just the one?
It is 2 of them. One of them seems injured. The other one is pushing... Well, both of them seem injured, but one of them is pushing a barrel.
2 barrels. Well, barrel and a half.
I suppose I will pop up from what little cover I have, point my gun at them, and yell at them to stop!
My dead.
I look and be like, Gunther!
Gunther, alright. Stop.
They're waving their hands at you and seem to know your name. You're paranoid.
Yeah, drop your weapons! Hands where I can see them! I will fire!
No, Gunther.
I'm gonna turn to you and I'm gonna say he probably thinks we're infected or something. Let's just not get a shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna put down the chain flail.
Okay.
Put down my Luger. Totally isn't helping.
You see one of them put a Luger on the ground.
Gun looks familiar.
Great.
You see them put their weapons down, and they are backing away with their hands up.
I'll drop rifles and stuff. I'll put everything on the floor.
Get down on the ground and wait there for further instruction.
He wants us to be quiet. We should just...
Gosh, no!
Yeah, we would. Hide.
Okay, you guys
We're down.
get down on the ground. The 2 of you hear this craziness happening from within the building.
I'll probably run to the front window to see who is coming towards the building.
Okay, you see Rip and Detective Noir putting their guns on the ground and then laying down with their hands spread out.
I'm like looking behind me, looking for something. Like, what does Gun see that we don't?
There's nothing behind you. There is raging inferno of the kennel. That's the only thing behind
We
you.
lying down?
Yeah.
Oh,
but it must
the
be something.
destroyed building that you just blew up.
Yeah.
The burning church. To the side is the burning inn and the burning laundromat, which is beside the destroyed general goods store and across the street from the destroyed
I feel
police
like that's enough
officer.
time. The 6 rounds has gone by, right?
I'm hurting and I feel unsafe. I'm gonna lie behind Rip like the second guy in the men's double skeleton.
I'm gonna run upstairs
This is not how you
And-
cure hypothermia.
to Gun and be like, what's going on? What do you see?
How far through this are we at this point?
You're just about on the way out here.
Okay. Oh, another one! Get down! I'll point my gun at her.
What?
Aw.
What are you doing?
Down! Don't make me say it again, I'll shoot!
You're being dumb. Put your gun down.
Go ahead, throw a persuasion.
Yeah.
Gun. Roll a psychology with disadvantage.
36, which is not good enough.
I fail.
All
A
right.
German is telling you to put your gun down.
I'm probably gonna take a shot.
Oh god.
Roll it.
Take it.
Well, you could duck for cover or do nothing.
Successful.
Okay, I'm in attempt to... Is there anything around me to duck for cover?
You just walked in a doorway. You could just try to
Duck
fall
into the
back
doorway?
into the doorway. Yeah.
Okay. Is that same kind of roll, though? It's a dodge?
Yes, it is a dodge.
Yeah.
You're ducking for cover.
Oh shit! That's a critical failure.
Okay, roll damage. You hit her. Just roll damage.
Oh my god.
I rolled 2 6s.
Oh my god.
Oh, Gertie is down.
Oh, fuck.
Gertie is not only down, but Gertie is falling down the stairwell
Yep.
that she tried to duck behind.
Good.
You pull the trigger, and as you do, you hear the explosion of the gun going off just as your mind clears, and you see Gertie standing in front of you, and your shot is dead perfect center of her heart. She falls back, her footing fails her, and she tumbles backward. You hear the sound of her thumping and falling down the stairs, skidding. You hear the sound of bones breaking and re-breaking and breaking again as she goes down the stairs. Sanity check, please.
15. That's a pass.
Okay. You realize everything you've done. Charity, you see a dead Gertrude.
Oh my
Cornelius.
god.
Can I do a listen check?
You hear screaming,
I'm
and a gunshot goes off.
Can I do a listen check to see if I heard? Did you say something when you came out?
I started
Yeah,
yelling
she
it.
yelled. Can I-
Yeah, you guys just hear it. I'll just give it to you. You hear this.
So we, safe to assume, figured that somebody shot Gertrude.
There is still the sound of this repeating chant going out through the entire city.
I'm gonna look at you and say, you better get in there and help them. If the chanting stops, we all die. My focus is the barrels.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go in and help. I gotta grab my guns on the way, though. I'll just scoop them up.
Okay, you scoop them up and you make your way towards the back door, which is the only one that's open for you. In the meantime, what are you doing, Gun?
I want to run down and do a first aid check.
No, you don't get to do first aid checks.
No, you don't get to do that.
I'm gonna have my rifle like right on him.
Okay, he comes running down the stairs, ashen-faced, like he is just stunned with what he's done. What do you do?
First aid?
Charity?
No, step back. I say.
But Gertie
Yeah,
needs help.
I'm gonna check. You step back.
All right.
Up, far.
Yeah, I
Can I
would
roll
run
a
the back
first
door
aid?
sign there with them, huh? I would drag him off and try. I'd probably slap him about trying to figure out if he's himself right now.
Well, you get to the back door, and you see Charity leaning over the body of somebody, and you see Gun sitting there, traumatized. Like he's trying to help.
Can I do a first aid?
Roll a first aid.
Oh, that is a where is it? Third. That's a success.
Okay. If she had a hit points to gain, she would gain 1, but she doesn't.
So
You find out that she is dead. And with this check, you find out that she died from a gunshot wound, and the fall was all post. Like she was dead before she hit the first step.
I'll train my Luger on gun and be like, "Aye, are you infect?
No. There was Germans coming at me.
Are you infect?
There are no
No.
Germans here.
There was.
Well, Detective Noir would have some sympathy for this scenario, hasn't he?
Shot someone important to him.
Yeah.
Sanity check, my friend.
Thanks, Adam.
I was trying to help. I was trying to diffuse this.
GM.
I was trying to diffuse this situation.
That's a 50.
50? Yeah, I'm good. Hey, why you shoot her?
She was a German. I had a momentary lapse of.
You think Gertrude is German?
I thought you were too.
Just back at him. Because this is still bothering me. I'm not German mad by it, but then I'll just make my way to the corner.
Are you actually hitting him?
Just to slap because
Okay.
I'm mad at him.
Roll a fighting brawl.
I'm gonna dodge.
Roll a dodge.
But
Nope.
still,
That's a critical failure.
Oh, well, I got a critical failure last time I did a fighting brawl as well.
Do I still have to dodge?
It didn't mean. I mean, no. You could say do nothing. It's not going to harm you.
All right. Well.
Yeah, you just missed him. I'm not going to penalize you for this one.
All right. Well, yeah. How close am I with these barrels?
You are now right up to where the generator is, and you are pouring fuel back into it.
I need to refill this generator. I closed and locked the door behind me.
Okay, cool. Yeah. After you refill the fuel tanks, Gun, what are you doing?
I'm probably just like standing there in shock, not trying to provoke anybody else.
Okay.
I'm going to stop and just say, give me the fuel. Because I loaded your pockets up.
Yeah, I'll hand over the.
All right.
Him.
And I'm taking the fuel and the flares, and there's
All of
nobody
it?
upstairs.
What
Yeah.
you say? All of it.
Yeah, and I'm heading up
You're heading up?
Yeah.
Okay. You head back upstairs, and as you open up the trapdoor, there's this unearthly screech that permeates through the valley again. Your generator fluctuates, but because you filled it back up with fuel and it's got a lot of oomph still to it, you hear the song stop for a minute before it continues back up. As if the creature it is on the edge of town is drawing any sort of energy from the town.
Okay.
In that moment of peace where the song stops, you hear quite close the thrumming of the Inuit's drums coming from the southeast.
Okay.
And to the northeast are the cultists.
Alright, I'm gonna drop to one knee and I'm gonna start just like wrapping these flares to these bottles of lantern fuel, of lamp fuel, essentially making super Molotov cocktails.
Okay. Cool. What would you guys like to do?
Should we
Guns refraining from moving.
should we wait for them to get to us?
I
Well,
have my gun on gun.
Can we? Would I be able to? I mean, we've all been in the war. We've heard, drums and sounds of people marching towards. Would I be able to gauge of roughly how far away they are? A mile, 2 miles?
Who?
The approaching drums.
The approaching drums? Yeah, you roll a listen.
can I as well? I'm up top.
Sure.
Would a spot hidden? I'm gonna look around too. Would that be better? Would I actually
Whatever you want.
Success.
Either or. Success?
Yeah.
extreme success.
Your best guess, Detective Noir, is that the drums are possibly a mile to 2 miles out. And judging from the howl that you just heard, this earth-shattering braying, this is a mile on the outskirt of town. Like, this is far closer than the Inuit are. Your extreme success, Adam, you see the lights of the Inuit tribe. They are distant, 2 miles out, right? And even in the dark, in all that, it's going to be incredibly hard to kind of see that, even from your perspective. But you see the orange glow of them making their way close.
Mm-hmm.
However, with your extreme success, you're kind of gauging all the way around, and you look to the south, and you see a bright white light, kind of a radiance of light coming towards the town. And it is at that point you realize that the military is also on its way.
Okay. That's a lot faster than 2 days.
From Fort London.
Yeah.
This is a ways out. But there was a series of explosions and whatnot that rocked through the area, and they would not have gone unnoticed.
Okay. I'm going to head back down.
Okay. Charity's holding the gun to Gun's head.
I'm just going to walk between them and move it out of the way. I'm not fucking around. I'm heading into the booth to check on everything.
Okay. So he just walks between you.
I'm going to go head in and double check and look in and all of this stuff. Make sure that the booth is okay. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to send out another Morse code. Be like, SOS, 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 SOS.
Okay. You walk past everybody, and everyone is kind of sitting in the room with the telegraph machine. And you start hammering this out. The rest of you, what do? You still have your gun pointed at Miss Flanagan.
I think I'm gonna lower my gun and kind of go see if Rip needs any help, I guess.
Okay, you walk away from Gun and make your way over to Rip. Detective Noir.
I will just say, you sit down, don't move. Do not move.
But we need to go.
Do not move. I'll shoot you myself.
There are more coming.
Silence.
You get it, right?
And I'm just gonna run up. I'm just gonna take a peek in the street just to see what's happening after all of this. I just want to keep an eye out.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look outside.
Watch.
As you look outside, you notice that the red
aurora is starting to encroach further in on the blue and green. You see crows starting to perch on the edges of the
So it's
buildings.
two separate entities that are now coming together.
Kind of, yeah. There is the large crows. You see a couple of them have managed to, are flying over where you think would be the edge of town from your perspective on the lower level. You see the barrels of oil and the tracks you've placed along the thing for the barrels of oil. And you see fire and smoke reaching up to the sky from the multitude of burning buildings.
I'm gonna run down to Rip and be like, Monsieur Rip, I think we need to leave.
Okay, all right,
now.
come here.
He's,
Stop talking.
I can't my head.
I know, I'm gonna fix it right now. I'm gonna do a first aid on him. God damn, someone needs to.
The problem is you did the first aid
Oh, to bring him back.
to bring him back.
We need a Gertie.
My death.
Can I go get one of the kits that she has to do it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you take that and roll a medicine. Or a first aid, sorry.
6, motherfucker. Yes.
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 You're
That is an
feeling
extreme
great.
success.
Get rid of that. The one kit, and you gain 3 hit points.
holy
You
shit.
have one more.
Damn, man.
I'm gonna head over to Gunn and I'm gonna say, what happened?
She was a German. She was pointing a gun at me.
Where are we?
France.
I understand why you may think that. And I look over at Detective Noir. And I'm gonna say, none of us are Germans.
No, that's right.
Can you keep a lookout and let us know without shooting anyone if something happens?
Of course.
Roll a persuasion.
Oh shit,
my.
maybe.
Oh shit.
Probably not.
Adam's on fire tonight.
Ah, fuck.
Just like everything
no,
else.
I missed it by 9 and I only have 5 luck.
I'm not really resisting.
Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You head back upstairs. As you get back upstairs, you were the only one that really saw this large shadow shape. And as you get back up, you note that the cultists have dispersed. They're no longer there as you're looking back up towards this. You also know that this large shape is gone, and you see a series of footprints heading straight east towards the mountains. Massive black footprints that have walked toward the mountains to the east.
I mean, he told me not to shoot unless
Yeah.
something happens. So
You see on the edges of the buildings at the far northeast end of town, the crows have started to settle again.
okay, that's probably not out of the norm.
No. What would you guys like to do?
Did I get any response on the SOS?
No.
Good. Good. Are we gonna burn her?
No.
We burned every other body.
Okay, well, let's put her in the building that's on fire, I guess.
Well, actually, I've got. Is she bleeding red or black?
She's bleeding red.
Alright, chain her up. Oh, we chained up the other the body that fell through the trapdoor up top, right? So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want me? No, I'll chain her.
Yeah.
I'll chain her up.
Okay.
And we just gotta wait this one out. We got friends an hour away and friends 2 hours away, and we got friends further away than that coming, right? But we're just gonna wait this one out.
Should we just rest for a little bit?
Yeah, use some hit dice.
Okay. After about 10 minutes, I need everyone in the room. Don't worry, Gertie, you're okay. To roll a sanity check, please.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm good.
So that's not good. Okay, what do we got for luck here, Terry? What are we playing? 6? Nope. I have failed.
You have failed.
Right.
I succeeded.
I succeeded.
You lose 2 sanity. Good. You are sitting there in the calm, and in the back of your mind, you hear this sound like
fingernails scraping on wood. Ugh. And it just gets slowly louder and louder and louder as you try to rest. And eventually it becomes unbearable to you, and with a scream you sit up and clutch the back of your head. And then the sound goes away. And you look around the room and you actually see Esther. She is sitting there, and she is sitting off to a side, and you see her slowly rocking back and forth.
Esther has one arm.
Yes.
Yes, gotcha.
She is rocking back and forth as the two little girls are sitting off to the side talking to each other. And you note this pained expression on her face for a minute, and then she suddenly sits up and is just coated in sweat, and she's breathing heavily. And then she looks around the room to see if anyone has seen her have this reaction, and she looks at you and then puts her eyes back down.
I'm gonna go over and ask her if she's okay.
Okay. She looks up and goes, "Oh, Detective, hi."
Madame, I saw you react.
You saw that, huh? Yeah. I just was hearing some scratching, and I think it dozed for a minute. It must have been a nightmare. I just must have had a quick little night terror. I'm fine. I'm okay.
Master, I heard it too.
What?
I heard it too.
You heard it too?
Wait.
What do we do about this?
I don't, and nobody else is reacting, huh?
No. I want you to make me a promise.
Okay.
If something starts going
Whoa,
weird...
I did not agree. Okay.
No. If something starts going weird, you put one of those bullets in my head before things start going weird.
Is anyone listening to this conversation?
No one. It is just between the two of you. If anyone else would like to listen in, they have to roll listen checks.
What is weird?
If I start wanting to kill people, or
yes, I will definitely put the bullet in your head if you start wanting to kill people.
Or if I start behaving like I'm one of the infected guys.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Wait.
Put me out quick.
Yeah.
Can you do the same for my daughter? Please, Detective, you're the man of the law here. I don't want to become like these things. I don't know if we are like this where we go. Like,
I will be the one.
if we get twisted by this, like,
I will be the one to shoot whoever needs to be shot. Should the time come.
okay.
I will bear that.
Thank you. Okay, you guys go in the booth together.
So, things are getting a little out of control here.
Mm-hmm.
Gunn has obviously lost his shit.
Yep.
Our nurse friend is dead. Wash is missing. Peter is dead. We saw him in the storehouse.
Oh my.
Our detective friend is dying rapidly. And we can see every time that he breathes, he takes another injury of some sort. We've got an unconscious man, a one-armed woman, and 2 children.
Right.
Be
I'm
prepared.
good too. Leona yells from the other room.
And we need to be prepared to cut and run.
I agree.
While this thing is still running, we need to be prepared to head out in the direction of Fort London. I saw lights coming from that direction.
Okay.
And we're not leaving them to die. The Inuit are coming. But if it gets bad, we just go.
We need to leave. Got it.
So get as much ammo off as many people as you can. Hoard what you need and be prepared.
Okay.
What about your money?
I'm gonna have to leave it. I just have 25,000 back at home in the bank, so that'll have to do.
Why are you telling me this? I'm glad to know it, but
That was the DM telling, reminding, hey, you got this basket of money somewhere.
so get a bag ready, whatever you need to do, and be prepared to go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up and talk to Gunn. You should get that gun back from Leona.
Got it.
Okay. Gunn, you are standing outside and keeping the watch on everything.
Okay.
From one of the residences over just past the exploded warehouse, you see a door open up, and a tall, native man come running out. In his arms is a what looks like a tomahawk, a large stone and wood axe, and he is booking it out of there. You immediately recognize Wash, and he's got a Inuit weapon, is what he's carrying, that he might have found inside of this place, and he is running. Crashing in behind him, erupting the wall as it bursts through, is one of these big hulking brutes. You see this, and you register this, and in your mind it appears that one of your allies, one of your co-soldiers, one of the people on your force is being chased by a tank.
Guys, get up here, please. Come now.
I'm already halfway up the stairs.
Okay, you double time and you move up, and you see one of these large hulking brutes. This guy's probably just below 7 feet tall. He looks a little emaciated, even. His thick black ichor has poured down the side of his face and is covering his shoulders, and he is chasing after Wash, who is running down King George Boulevard toward you.
Okay. I'm gonna wait till he gets close, and I'm gonna throw one of these super cocktails at Wash.
What?
No, not at the hulking beast thing.
Yeah. Do it.
Okay.
What are you doing? That's not going to affect a tank.
Anti-tank grenades.
Never seen one like that before.
Yeah, that's true. Have you ever seen a soldier with a stone axe?
Yes.
Okay. I trigger the flare and I throw it.
Okay, roll a throw.
Fuck me. I'm short by like 2.
Luck.
No, with the luck, I'm short by 2.
Ugh.
Rolled a 31 versus a 24.
You light this thing and go, and it lights the entire area around you red as the phosphorus torch goes off, and you whip it over your head, and it sails quite well. You did quite a good throw, but within a moment you realize this is heading straight towards Wash. Fortunately, Wash also sees this, and he immediately cuts left, diving between the 2 residential buildings that are directly across the street from you. This thing hits the ground and lights up. This large, bestial, fleshy monster hitting the ground and shivering and shaking as he just ignites in flame. He starts crawling its way through the snow, smearing this black tar-like substance behind him before finally stopping and ceasing moving. You see Wash, after a moment, pop his head out and then start booking it towards you again.
Okay. I'm going to turn to you and say, obviously he doesn't have a gun. We need more guns. You keep your rifle, but what else do you got?
I've got a revolver with no ammunition.
Is that it?
Yes.
You don't have another rifle?
I'll give it to Gertie.
Okay. Let us know if anything else happens.
Okay, let's listen for the call.
Is everything okay up there?
Yep. Then I'm going to come back down.
Okay.
I'm going to close the door and I'm going to lock it behind me.
I am, just so you know,
Leaving him locked outside?
Yeah.
I am strapped up with guns.
Okay. I'm going to walk up and be like, I don't have a gun. Watch is coming and he's going to need a gun. What do you got?
I have guns, I just don't have ammo. I've got a Magnum and I've got a 30 caliber.
What do you have with ammo?
I have my own
Roll
side
it
on my Luger.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go over to the side of the door and wait for Wash. Or to the back door.
Extreme success.
You hear the drumming of the Inuit stop, and you turn to look to see this tall form, maybe 30 feet tall, of this man coated in black, and it is walking towards the Inuit, who have spread out. Their drumming has stopped as the cultists who were there with it have started to engage in battle with them. And you just see this monstrosity of this man wreathed in shadow and black blood ichor just take another step and another step, and he leans back and howls and this high-pitched scream echoes throughout the land, assaulting your mind yet again. You need another sanity check. Okay. You're going to take another 5 sanity damage. As this unworldly nature of this thing is making your brain ache and just twist and get unhinged.
So what does this look like to me? Because there's, good guys fighting bad guys, and what's this giant thing?
This giant thing is something that your brain can't quite comprehend. Okay. You look at it and it aches to look at. You try to focus in on it and it looks like you're looking into the space between stars. It is vast, infinite, and incomparable.
Okay, I'm gonna go and try to get their attention to...
Okay, you go over to the door to find out that it's locked.
Start banging on it.
You hear banging.
Guys! Alright, I'm gonna run back up and...
As you run up, you hear pounding on the door as Wash is demanding to be let in.
Okay.
Do you want me to open it?
You deal with him, I'm gonna deal with Gun.
Oh, great. Alright.
I haven't put a gun in his face in the last 20 minutes. Then I run upstairs.
Okay. You make your way upstairs. We'll take care of Charity first. Charity.
I open the door and let Wash in.
Okay. Wash comes in. He is covered in cuts and scrapes. He's got bruises. His one arm is kind of hanging limply by his side. And he's got his axe, which is covered in black blood. And he goes, I could not find any oil.
That's fine.
Oh, you are good?
I guess.
We have enough oil?
Yeah, we do.
Could you not have sent out word?
We've been going through hell in here, so...
You are not wrong. I need to sit down. Do we have anything to... Oh my god! The nurse.
Is dead.
Oh, may her spirit be welcomed. Well, what is the plan?
I'm not really sure of a plan.
Where is the big man?
Upstairs.
Okay.
Figure something out. Why don't you
the
sit
detective?
Down is...
He looks around the room and sees you kind of off in the corner. And he walks over. What is the plan?
We wait for the... I think the...
Wait. I already told you that we don't have a plan.
We need a plan. We need to leave.
We think Mr. Rip is kind of the leader.
So we're gonna make a plan when Rip comes downstairs.
Wait for military take a while. We wait for the your people, but they are, I think, busy.
My people?
Are they outside?
I'm Cherokee.
Okay, I am not.
They are Inuit.
Okay, well, we'll wait for the Inuit people.
You open the door?
What's going on?
Can you see they've engaged over there?
Okay, it is...
Spot on.
I'm not looking.
You're not looking?
No. I was going to take his word. I can hear it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we don't have time for this shit. Okay.
So we have to just fuck off and get to the train now?
That's kind of where I'm going.
Yeah, let's get out of here. He's right, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to come down and be like, okay, when we enter that room, you keep your hand off the gun until we are out in the open and you need to. Everyone's very jumpy about what happened.
You okay?
Don't shoot any of our people.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Okay.
The two of you descend downstairs. You guys make your way down the stairs, and you hear another one of these howls pierce through the sound of the radio, and the radio stops again, and the lights quiver, and for a good second and a half, there's nothing before the lights come back on, and the radio, the broadcast starts playing again.
All right, I'm going to run over and top it up with fuel.
Yep.
And then I'm going to send a message through the SO or through the telegraph.
Okay. As everyone starts getting their stuff ready, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay. The kids start collecting things. They, one of them, Christine, goes over to the book, which is in the luggage and says, "Are we bringing that?"
No. I don't think we should, honestly. I think we just need to leave. What do you guys think?
We could bury it, Jumanji style.
We could toss it in a fire. It won't burn, but they can't get to it.
Yeah, but how long does the fire go for?
Long enough for us to get to the train.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Am I down in the room now at this point?
Yes.
All right. Perhaps I can attempt to read what's going on in this book?
Fuck, he's already half gone, so...
I can try.
Yeah, but you are...
No.
It's just... Earplugs. Earmuffs. Hey, earmuffs. He's already fucked, so... Let him read it.
No, let's...
So let him read it?
Let him read it. He's already gone.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Save yourself.
I don't hear him.
Okay, I'm going to look at you and I'm just going to motion that, we'll knock him out. Don't kill him. We'll knock him out if he goes crazy.
Guys, I realize that something could go wrong. So
I'll hold your gun.
Here, and take... You can have my sheriff badge and my U.S. Marshal badge.
Right.
Okay. And Sadie's ring. I'm keeping my animal call.
I'm going to take all of your lighter fluid and your flammables.
Excellent.
You will get it back in a moment once we know that everything's okay.
Well, I figured you guys would start towards the train.
I will. If you think that's a good idea, I will go now.
I'm gonna stay, but by the door.
Okay. You and Wash lead the others, and Leona. We have Leona her gun back. Heading to the train. Now, we were told before by someone that the train had already left and had gone north, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Which is the opposite direction you want to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, run down the tracks towards Fort London.
No, I guess.
Okay. Go over this real quick for me. You and Wash are...
With the NPCs.
With the NPCs in the front running down the track.
Following the tracks towards Fort London.
You have Leona as well.
Leona.
Yeah, all the NPCs.
Charity
Watching the door.
is watching the door, and you two...
I'm training a gun on gun at point blank range, and we're gonna open it up.
Don't touch it directly. I don't know how, but
okay. Does anybody have any gloves?
As a matter of fact, I have gloves. I have work gloves. I will pull them out and I will hand them to you.
God, they're gonna be hard to turn pages with, but it'll be hilarious.
Hope you pinch a tear when you remove Gertie's cloak from this book.
Aww.
Just tossing that in there.
Okay,
Dan,
what does Gunther read?
Okay. You open the book.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take 7 points of sanity damage. Right off the top.
Well, as is tradition. I have dropped 20 sanity since we started doing this.
It's because you are looking deep into a ancient text, and it is written in an ancient language that your brain does not quite comprehend. But as you stare at it, the words on the pages twist and turn, and this is when it starts to do the psychic damage to you.
It looks like this.
It kind of looks like the mad scribblings of a 2.5-year-old child.
Aww.
And then it starts to form words. Prophecies of the crawling chaos, visiting this world and enslaving all. Its light shall cover every horizon. From its point of origin, it will stretch across all of this world, and its inhabitants, the world's inhabitants, will become enthralled and shaped to a form more pleasing to the Prince of Worms. And it goes through this entire litany of things. And as you're reading, Rip, I need you to roll a spot hidden.
Easy peasy, 40.
You notice the lights are starting to flicker.
That's a hard success.
And as he continues to speak, the lights are flickering.
Oh, is he saying all this out loud?
Yes, I'm saying this. I'm
Oh, you're translating for us. Okay.
Yeah, flicking harder. And you hear the generator outside start to struggle as he is speaking this through.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Roll a power.
100.
Oh my
shit.
god. Oh my god.
I know how this goes.
Yeah.
You can't
I'm gonna
write
get
this.
shot, aren't I?
You cannot perceive Rip. Your entire world is now this book. As your mind expands out to the cosmos, you start seeing visions of massive planet-sized gods floating through space, beings made of teeth and tentacle and eye. There are world after world that are eaten and destroyed by these gods. And as you fly from one god who is this planet-sized beast to another god who is the size of a moon with just a singular eye and a wide toothy maw, to another god who sleeps in the deep, his skin wet and exuding straight madness. You see a small rat-like weasel creature going through and diving and snapping a goat in half and start tearing it to shreds. And you go from these weird eldritch creatures from spot to spot, and you rest on this form of this humanoid man. He is about 6 feet tall, charming looking, smooth skin, vaguely Eastern European features with a pencil mustache. He looks up and he seems to make eye contact with you. And as you look into his eyes, you see these big, deep pits of madness and despair. You're going to lose another 13 points of sanity.
Well, that's about enough of that.
And he is speaking. And he is speaking.
Yeah, okay, right. So I was letting
He
you
is
know.
not stopping.
Right, I'm just going to put the muzzle of the gun between the pages of the book, then the binding, and pull the trigger.
Okay, roll...
Do I even need to roll? I'm literally I'm touching the book with the gun.
Yeah, just roll damage.
What's the damage on this?
Roll it anyways. Roll the attack anyways, because I want to know your varying level of success here.
That would be a failure.
Be a failure? Okay. You pull the trigger of the bullet, driving into the casing, going through the binding of the book, and hitting one of these iron bands that is on the back of it and extending that band. You hear a crack as the book kind of breaks a little. And then Gunn flips a page and continues to read.
Okay. Well, then, plan number 2. I'm going to take out my fur hat. And I'm going to turn around backwards. I'm going to put it over Gunn's face.
To block his sight.
To block his vision, yeah.
Okay. He continues to talk.
I'm liking this less and less. Shall we leave?
The lights are starting to flicker more.
Yeah, so, shall we?
You guys are hearing, as you're walking down the track, the chant cutting in and out, and in and out.
All right, buddy. This is your last chance. Come on, bud. Can I roll a power to push through to him?
Roll it with with advantage because you're ripping fucking gun.
Ripping fucking gun. Ripping fucking gun. Success.
Oh. Roll a power.
Success. Hard success.
Fantastic. You hear as this dark melodic voice, which is just speaking these truths of the world to you. It's so enticing and charismatic. And it is just speaking things you know to be inherently true. And then you hear, deep in the recesses of your mind,
come on, buddy.
And it gets slowly, and you stop for a minute, and the voice stops. And then you hear,
come on, buddy. Come on, gun.
And this voice gets louder and louder, and you start to realize you were under some sort of enthrall. And you break free, and you open your eyes to pitch blackness.
And then I pull the hat back.
And you can see the room. This book that's in your hands, You drop it and it hits the ground, and the pages start to flip on its own as it hits the ground. And it flips to kind of this middle page, and it has this form of this tall man sheathed entirely in black. The cosmos behind him, around his head are 7 stars, and you look down, and the only features you can see of his face are his shining white eyes. And then this broad grin appears on it.
Goals.
The lights turn off, the music stops, everything dies.
Jerry, get out. Gun, get out.
Rip? Are you coming?
I'm coming.
Okay.
Get out.
Alright, I run right on out.
Okay, you guys book out. Where are you heading?
I am kicking over a barrel so that it surrounds the freaking book. The fuel is going to surround the book. Yeah, and then I'm going to grab the barrel by the bottom of it. I'm going to drag it so that I'm pulling a line out of the damn.
Okay. As you're pulling a line out, you start hearing the caws of the crows as they start to flood back in to the city. The aurora above you is blue and green one moment, and then with a cascading superiority, it takes over in this red crimson that is just oppressive and heavy over top of you. Good. You take this barrel and you book it out. You guys are running towards down the tracks,
like following them.
Okay.
We can't leave Gertie here, guys.
Get out. I'm going to put the barrel of the gun directly in your chest, and I'm going to say, get out. And I'm going to hand you the gun and say, get out!
Okay, I will leave.
You're going to leave Gertie?
I suppose.
Okay. You guys book it out.
I'm not booking it out yet. I'm still doing stuff.
The two of you book. Rip.
Yep. I'm going to drag this barrel out to the front, like just outside, like 6 feet out the door.
As soon as you walk outside, one of the crows dive bombs you.
Okay.
And it is going to miss. It's going to, like, come close and you're going to dodge it. But you can see that and it's one of the ones on the front line of this, right?
Yeah.
So these crows are coming, and you see the red eyes glinting in the skies, filling the night like a evil constellation.
Okay. I'm going to run back in. And about a foot from the book, inside the pool of fuel, I'm going to put down my remaining 3 sticks of dynamite and my remaining 3 Molotov cocktails. I'm just going to kind of like put them around the book.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull one of the flares off this thing, and I'm going to walk out, and I'll look up the crows, and I'm going to light. I'm just going to look at the crows.
They are starting to swarm you.
If they attack me, I'm just going to drop this into the fuel.
They are going to. Are you running, or are you just glaring at them? What are you doing?
I'm assuming they have enough. They've been watching us. They have enough intelligence to know what I'm up to.
Yep.
That's the assumption that I'm making. So this is a warning. I'm going to hold it kind of over the fuel and just kind of stare in contest with them.
They start to dive on you.
I drop and run.
Roll what is your dexterity?
76.
You drop it.
Yep.
And you start to boogie as several crows start to dive bomb you. Most of them miss, and you move from side to side. One of them manages to catch you, and it's going to deal with 2 damage.
Fuck. This is it, guys. Roof's going down.
How many hit points you got?
1 left.
But you manage to scramble and claw your way as this building explodes in a torrent of fire, flame, and metal. You see crows scattering everywhere as this torchlight of flare and oil, plus all of the other things you had managed to bring in.
The generator.
So it just explodes in this torrent. And you need to roll a dodge.
Fuck me. Yeah, this is it. This is the end, guys. 95 to 36.
Push it.
Push it. I mean, I might as well, right?
Yeah, you're gonna lose more hit points if you don't.
I'm down to 71. Can I push it 4 or 5 more times?
You could push it once more.
Okay, I need an extreme success on this. I need a 7. Come on, James Bond.
Pieces of the radio tower fly through the air, the resulting explosion, and impale you through the shoulder, through the leg, through the other shoulder.
No!
You get hit with chunks of chain, which bludgeons you as your vision starts to fade to darkness. Everybody, you hear an explosion, and it's a series of pops. And you look behind you to see the radio tower go up in flame. Gun. Charity.
I'm not
Detective.
Oh.
You guys are all together running down this railway. You are hauling ass. You hear the sound of combat come at the east side of you, and you look over to see the lights from the Inuit tribe slowly become enveloped by the darkness of this monstrous beast.
Oh.
You see a couple of them trying to run away, and one of them, who you would recognize as the one you saw on your way into town, a younger one with a brighter white parka, is right about to get away when this large shadowy hand, 10 feet across, as this thing has just been growing and growing, wraps him up with it, and you see him just get popped like an insect in the spot. And this being drops this large puddle of goop on the ground, and it instantly starts to stand up, and its bones rearranging. And you see the lights in front of you.
Those lights are the vehicles of the Canadian military, rushing north to Radiance to answer Moses T. Ripley's final distress signal. And as a charred nurse's bag smokes in the snow, and a broken shovel lays buried beneath a murder of ravenous crows, headlights shine upon a desperate group of freezing and horrified survivors. Charity Flanagan, who has lost half of her fortune and most of her mind, reaches skyward with both arms and waves for help as she falls to her knees in the snow. Behind her and off to one side are Wash, who is carrying Reuben, Leona, who is carrying Christine, and Alex, who is leading her disfigured mother Esther by her one remaining hand. Behind them is the shell-shocked Gunther, whose heart is racked with guilt and mind is torn by impossible visions of an ambivalent cosmos and malevolent gods. Finally, bringing up the rear is Detective Martin Noir, who plans to change his name and disappear into the bottom of a bottle in Anchorage, though he will never get the chance. For while he stops to catch his breath, wondering why God would do this to him, he absently rubs a bandaged wound on the back of his grizzled head. Beneath the bandage and under the skin, a black worm wriggles subtly and incubates inside of his flesh. And as the jeeps pull up in front of the refugees, a colonel steps out and starts waving behind them and barking orders. Overhead, 4 biplanes shoot by toward the town, as Nyarlathotep stands and screams triumphantly at the heavens. The Great White Hunter and his spawn join in. The Inuit tribe is overrun, and the sound of another explosion rocks the valley as a biplane crashes into the burning remains of the courthouse. Machine gun fire tears through the night, and dozens of soldiers clutch their rifles in the back of the speeding troop transports. The colonel looks at the harried group of survivors and asks what's happened, but as their hollow eyes look back at him, he is reminded of the Great War and knows that not a single one of these traumatized civilians will make any sense until they are safe and warm. He wastes no time loading them into 3 jeeps, and instructs the drivers to take them back to Fort London. Reuben is laid across the back seat of one jeep, and Charity, Detective Noir, and Wash get into the second. Gunther, Esther, and the children climb into the last jeep just as the cries of soldiers reach their ears. Mortars, machine guns, howls, and screams. The air is full of violence and pain and horror. Tires kick up snow as the jeeps retreat, and 2 little girls finally give in and cry uncontrollably, now that they are beyond the borders of Radiance. It does not take long for one ex-spy to join them, but no tears will ever wash away the memory of confusion and pain in Gertrude's eyes as the gun smoke cleared and she tumbled over dead. Gunther will never be the same. Overhead, the aurora borealis loses even the slightest hint of purple, and the sky lights up entirely blood red in color. Charity and Wash look at each other and wonder what comes next, as Detective Noir sits in the front seat and notices the wound on his stomach seems to be healing nicely. He's stopped shivering, his mind seems calmer, and strangely, his clothes feel a little tighter than they did before. And in the final jeep, Reuben opens his eyes, sits up, and grins from ear to ear. For the first god is risen, and he is but a messenger of the great old ones. More are coming. Earth will fall, and the book survives. Now rest, innocent listener, for this first chapter of the tale is finished. I am Daniel, the keeper of arcane secrets, and I already hear the whispers of future horrible tales. Corruption, corrosion, and madness await you all. But for now we must draw the curtain. Take solace in your ignorance while you still can, for this has been merely the beginning. This has been my warning. This has been the Deep Dark of Radiance.
This has been an It's a Mimic production. You can find more quality content on iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube, or at www.itsamimic.com.